Every story has a spark. Not the moment something explodes, but the moment it cracks. This story begins with a girl, and the name she was never meant to write. Welcome to the Whispers of True Guilt channel, where true horror lives in the quiet, and every secret has a voice. Today we begin with Alexandra's story. It began long before, years before, in a house where silence was sometimes louder than screaming. Alexandra didn't remember a time when she wasn't different. Not in the way that makes a child feel special, but in the way that makes adults whisper in hallways and guidance counselors glance nervously at door locks. Her emotions didn't just rise, they erupted. Anger came in flashes, plates shattered, pencils snapped mid-test, classmates crying in the nurse's office. When she was 13, a doctor finally gave it a name: intermittent explosive disorder. A disorder, a label, a warning. It stuck to her like a second skin. By 14, her reputation was already written in hallway graffiti and whispered in the girls' bathroom. But not Jason. Jason never treated her like a threat. He was her brother, her anchor. 2 years older, infinitely calmer. He knew how to talk her down when her vision blurred, how to distract her when her thoughts spiraled. He used humor like armor, jokes like medicine. When the world stopped making sense, Jason made it bearable. Then he left for boarding school. And Alexandra was left behind with a diagnosis, a therapist she didn't trust, and a house that was too quiet without him. That's when she met them. Mara, Toke, Elijah, older, charismatic, dangerous in the kind of way that draws in broken kids like moths to fire. They didn't judge her. They welcomed her. "She's not crazy," Mara once said. "She's just awake." They met in forgotten places, a railway tunnel, an abandoned warehouse, a half-collapsed church. They spoke in metaphors, lit candles in chalk-drawn circles, and dared each other to do reckless things. At first it felt like freedom. Then came the first bet. It was Elijah's idea. A twisted little game. Write down the name of someone who annoyed you, drop it in the fire, and see if anything happened. Alexandra laughed it off, but she played along. She wrote a name. 2 days later, the girl broke her leg in a freak accident. Coincidence, they said. So she did it again, and again. And every time someone got hurt. Not always badly. Not always soon. But always. By the time she was 16, Alexandra had made peace with the unspoken truth. This was more than a game. There was something real at play. And she was part of it. She stopped asking questions. She started making trades. A name for silence. A sacrifice for safety. A bet for control. Until the last one. She didn't know that writing his name, Jason, would matter. She didn't know he'd get curious. That he'd hear about TNB, the Nameless Brotherhood, the underground group Mara had whispered about when she thought Alexandra wasn't listening. Jason got too close. And then one day he left her a voice note. Short, nervous, scared. "Alex, if you get this, don't come. Just stay away from the room down the hall." But she came. She found his body. She found the blood. And now they know she saw. Thanks for watching to the ending. You're still breathing after that, good. You'll need that breath for what's coming next. Blackheart in episode 2, The Room Down the Hall. We return to the scene of Jason's death. To blood. To silence. And to the moment Alexandra realizes this wasn't random. It was a warning. Let's go deeper.